In the last episode, we talked about constraints. Now, we saw the energy transition doesn't start with technology. It just starts when the existing system can no longer hold. But once that pressure builds, a more important question appears. What actually replaced the old system? And most people will say renewable energy, the solar, wind, electric vehicle, but that answer is incomplete because renewable energy is not the system. Electricity is. If you look at all major energy sources today, oil, natural gas, coal, wind, solar, they all end in one place, electricity. Electricity is not just another form of energy. It is the final form that powers everything. Your phone runs on electricity, data center runs electricity, the manufacturing runs on electricity, even electric vehicle are just a mobile electricity system. This is a fundamental shift. In the past, the energy system were fuel-based. We extract fuel, transport it, and use it directly. The oil goes into engines, gas goes into turbines. But in the modern system, energy is no longer used directly. It is converted. The fuel becomes electricity, and electricity becomes everything else. This is why electricity is not just a part of the system, it is the system itself. But here is where things become more complicated. Electricity behaves very different from fuels. The oil can be stored, natural gas can be stored, coal can be stockpiled for months. Electricity cannot, at least not at a scale. Electricity must produce and consumed at the same time. That creates a very strict requirement. The supply and the demand must match in real time, every second. If supply exceeds demand, the frequency rises and the system becomes unstable. If demand exceeds supply, the frequency drops and the system can collapse. This is why power grids are often described as one of the most complex machines ever built, because they are not just networks, they are dynamic balancing systems. And this is where the energy transition becomes difficult. The renewable energy introduces variability into the system. The sun doesn't shine all the time. The wind doesn't blow on demand, which means electricity supply is no longer fully controllable. And when supply becomes unpredictable, the system becomes harder to manage. This leads to a paradox. The more renewable energy you add, the more complex the system becomes. We already see this in real-world data. In Germany, periods of exercise renewable generation have pushed the electricity price below zero. At other time, low wind and solar output have forced resilience on backup generation. In California, high renewable penetration combined with heat waves has led to great stress and rolling blackouts. These are not isolated events. They are structural signals. They tell us that the challenge is no longer generation, it is system management. And that changes everything. Because once electricity becomes the core system, energy is no longer about production, it is about control. Now, who can balance the supply and the demand? Who can manage volatility? Who can keep the system stable under pressure? This is where the real competition begins. energy used to be about fuels. Now it is about system, and electricity is the system.